Hey there, everybody. This is Kristen from Teaching Balance, and I am here with you for this week's mindfulness meditation. And it is the month of May, which is kind of crazy, actually, if you think about it. I guess everything is in many ways, but yeah, it's May. And at least for me and my school district, this is our final month of school before summer. And so it's a time of a lot of excitement, a time that I always associate with having a lot of like hope and promise. You can sort of see the light at the end of the tunnel. Not that we don't all love our jobs, but let's be honest, they can be draining. And so, just as an aside, in my home, in the McKeown Frontera household, May is also Led Zeppelin month, which I think is useful for you to be aware of. Maybe not useful, but fun nonetheless. Again, we just for some reason associate this month with one of our favorite bands. So, short aside there, let's talk a little bit about this month. So, the theme for May is letting things go, which is one that we have visited more than once over this year, and I think that that's okay. There's when I make a list of all the different themes that we're going to do over the course of the different months. I might have like a letting things go version 1 and a letting things go version 2, as well as with other themes. And so the emphasis for May when it comes to letting things go is the idea of surrendering to the process. And along with that, and actually what I think I'd like for us to focus on today, is this idea of letting go of our desire or predisposition, or perhaps even our habit of fixing things and evaluating things and trying to just make everything better. So that's going to be our focus for today. So there's not going to be any big, revelatory finishing component to it. But what I'll do as I'm guiding you through is just remind you to just let go of, notice first and be aware of any predisposition to try to shift your experience, adjust it in any way, and really just let go of that desire and to just be in the present moment. So let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and find your seat, please. I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes. Allowing yourself to settle in. Taking some of those deep, relaxing, grounding breaths. Taking as many as you like. And noticing if there's any resistance to the deep breathing or disinclination, and seeing if you can let go of that as well. And just embrace this opportunity to drop into your body as it is in this moment. And then when you're ready, allowing your breathing to resume its natural rhythm. And one of the things that I teach as part of the Smart in Education class that some of you have actually participated in, is this idea of checking in with the triangle of awareness. And we don't do that all the time, but let's do that now. And the triangle of awareness is just noticing sensations, thoughts, and emotions. So let's start with sensations. Noticing any sensations that are observable associated with the breath. Feeling the seat or cushion underneath you. And any other sensations that are coming into your awareness now. Whether it's just noticing what the air feels like on your exposed skin, or noticing muscles in the body. And maybe even there's some aches and pains. But in the spirit of this meditation, we're not trying to fix it or change it. You're just noticing it. almost like a scientist would observe some neutral fact. Just allowing your awareness to observe. And as you're checking in with that first part of the triangle of awareness, sensations, the next thing would be to check in with any thoughts that are arising for you right now. Perhaps there are thoughts associated with this theme of letting things go, or perhaps thoughts associated with list making, perhaps thoughts about the future or the past. Again, not trying to push any of those thoughts away, you're just noticing those as well. Not changing or fixing or adjusting, just observing. And then lastly, also noticing and checking in with that third component of the triangle of awareness, which is emotions. And just noticing if there are any emotions present for you right now. Perhaps there is a neutrality, no real strong emotion in any way, and that's okay. You don't need to elicit anything that's not here. But now that you're noticing, perhaps you do observe a quality of joy, calm, or perhaps the emotion of sadness or anger. Again, no need to change it or push anything away. There's no fixing or adjusting. You're just noticing how things are. And if it's helpful to you to come back to this triangle of awareness and check in with sensations and thoughts and emotions, feel free to do that. But otherwise, I'm going to invite you to next rest your awareness on some sort of anchor. So it could be the breath, riding the gentle wave of your breathing. It could be sounds, listening to sounds inside the room and outside the room. And of course, it could be the body, which brings us back to that one component of the triangle of awareness, noticing sensations. And knowing that you can shift between them at any time, whatever feels right for you. And continuing to bring this quality of non-evaluation, non-judgment, non-assessment, and just radically accept however things are. If you observe a stiffness in your lower back, not bemoaning it or questioning it or trying to change it, just allowing it. Just for these few minutes. If you notice there's some quality to the sounds, if your stomach is growling, or there's a sound outside the room that perhaps initially you might find unappealing, just letting go of that assessment, that desire for things to be different, and just listen. Noticing where the mind is now and gently bringing your attention back to wherever we are. Bringing it back to sensations or to sounds or to the breath. And also letting go of any expectations of how this is going or preference, comparing it to another time, and just being here. Even though it requires an effort to bring your attention back to the present, it's also deep rest from evaluating and assessing and fixing. For the 2 minutes or so that remain, I'm going to let you sit in silence until the final bell. Again, doing the best you can just to be as present as possible in this moment and embracing this opportunity to take a break from the fixing and the changing. That is 10 minutes. So hopefully you found that kind of letting go of fixing and changing and evaluating to be helpful. To be honest, it is actually very challenging to do, I think, just because it's part of how we're hardwired. But even if you felt like it wasn't something you were able to do consistently for the 10 minutes, just making the effort, I think, starts to really lay down those neural pathways to kind of send you in that direction. So all of these things are baby steps towards, ongoing, perpetual progress of just rewiring a bit how our brains are functioning without our intervention, and trying to just increase that awareness and play with the ways that we are wired, so that there are opportunities for us to make choices that are more beneficial to us, as well as that contribute to our mental health and happiness. So thank you, as always, for being here. I wish you a wonderful May. And of course, I will see you next week. So until then, have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll see you next time. Bye.